Cours d'anglais.
The simple past tense. The simple past tense. Alors, on va lire la définition de ce temps qui est the simple past tense. Après, bien sûr, je vais vous traduire en français. The simple past tense. Definition of the simple past tense. The simple past tense, sometimes called the preterite, is used to talk about a completed action in a time before now. The simple past is the basic form of past tense in English. The time of the action can be in the recent past or the distant past, and action duration is not important. I repeat, the simple past tense, sometimes called the preterite. Parfois, il est appelé un prétérit, le prétérit, is used to talk about a completed action in a time before now. The simple past is the basic form of past tense in English. The time of the action can be in the recent past or the distant past, and action duration is not important. Examples. John Cabot. John Cabot sailed to America in 1498. Another example, my uncle died last year. Alors, le simple past, à quoi sert-il? Il sert à exprimer qu'une action s'est produite avant le moment de parole, qui veut dire tout simplement le présent. Par exemple, I bought this coat in Paris last year. I bought. Là, le verbe en infinitif, c'est to buy, qui veut dire acheter. J'ai acheté ce manteau, this coat, in Paris, à Paris, last year, l'année dernière. Another example. Their children played basketball yesterday. Now they are watching TV. Their children, les enfants, played basketball yesterday. On jouait quoi? Du basketball hier. Now they are watching TV. Maintenant, ils sont en train de regarder la télé. Alors, le simple past, à quoi sert-il? Le simple past est parfois suivi d'une indication temporelle, date ou durée. Mais ceci n'est pas une condition obligatoire à son emploi. Par exemple, I liked, attention à la prononciation, c'est I liked et non pas I liked. Voilà. I liked the film ou bien the movie. J'ai aimé le film. Another example, I worked for them for 10 years. I worked for them for 10 years. J'ai travaillé pour eux pendant 10 ans. Alors, le simple past indique que les faits sont révolus, terminés, et sans lien avec le présent. Alors, le simple past, comment se forme-t-il? Comme son nom l'indique, c'est un temps simple. Les verbes réguliers, on ajoute le suffixe ED à la fin, à la base verbale. Quelques exemples. Par exemple, I danced, je dansais. Le verbe à l'infinitif, c'est to dance. Donc, to dance est un verbe parmi les verbes qui sont réguliers. Parce qu'en anglais, on a deux types de verbes, réguliers et irréguliers. On va voir ça après. She waited. Elle attendait. They changed. Il ou bien elle changeait. Le simple past, comment se forme-t-il? Les verbes irréguliers changent de forme ou gardent la forme de la base verbale. C'est-à-dire, prenons par exemple le verbe to drink, qui veut dire boire. Exemple, Quelques exemples. I drink coffee every day. I drink coffee every day. Je bois du café tous les jours. Donc le verbe ici, to drink, il est conjugué au présent, tout simplement. Si on veut utiliser ou bien conjuguer ce verbe to drink au passé, simple past, ça va nous donner comme ça, drank avec A. Alors, on va dire I drank coffee every day. I drank coffee every day. Je buvais du café tous les jours. Alors, qu'est-ce qu'on remarque? Changement de quoi? Changement de verbe. Le présent, to drink. I drink. Le passé, drank. Un autre exemple. We cut our meat with a knife. We cut our meat with a knife. Qui veut dire en français, nous coupons notre viande avec un couteau. Nous coupons notre viande avec un couteau. Donc, le verbe ici, c'est to cut, qui veut dire couper. Ce verbe, il est conjugué au présent. Si on veut, bien sûr, conjuguer ce verbe to cut au passé, ça va nous donner quoi? Ça va nous donner, bien sûr, I cut my finger yesterday. Un autre exemple. Toujours le même verbe, to cut. I cut my finger yesterday. Je me suis coupé le doigt hier. Alors, qu'est-ce qu'on remarque? Pas de changement de verbe. C'est-à-dire le verbe to cut. I cut, je coupe. I cut, comme ça, je me suis coupé. Donc, il n'y a pas de changement. Sauf que la prononciation change. On va voir ça après. Alors, les formes affirmatives, négatives et interrogatives. Prenons par exemple ce verbe to work, travailler. Alors, dans ce tableau, qu'est-ce qu'on a? Personne, forme affirmative, forme négative, forme interrogative. Première personne singulière, deuxième personne singulière, troisième personne singulière, troisième personne singulière, troisième personne singulière, et chez it. Première personne des pluriels, deuxième personne des pluriels, c'est comme première personne de singulier, c'est pareil parce qu'en anglais, you, ça veut dire tu, et aussi ça veut dire vous. Donc en anglais, vous ne voit pas la personne et on la tutoie pas, tout simplement. Et finalement, troisième personne de pluriel. La forme affirmative, le verbe to work. On dit I worked. I worked. On ajoute le suffixe ed à la fin. You worked. He worked. She worked. It worked. We worked. You worked. They worked. Maintenant, la forme négative. I didn't work. You didn't work. He didn't work. She didn't work. It didn't work. We didn't work. You didn't work. They didn't work. La forme interrogative, c'est là où on pose la question. C'est toujours avec l'auxiliaire did. Voilà. Do, au passé, c'est did. Did I work? Did you work? Did he work? Did she work? Did it work? Did we work? Did you work? Did they work? Donc, je crois que c'est clair. Un autre exemple, c'est to drink. To drink, qui veut dire boire. I drank. La forme affirmative, c'est I drank. You drank. He drank. She drank. It drank. We drank. You drank. They drank. La forme négative. I didn't drink. You didn't drink. He didn't drink. She didn't drink. It didn't drink. We didn't drink. You didn't drink. They didn't drink. La forme interrogative. Did I drink? Did you drink? Did he drink? Did she drink? Did it drink? Did we drink? Did you drink? Did they drink? Was, were form, the verb to be. Affirmative and negative form. I, he, she, it. Avec was. C'est le cas de affirmative. On dit I was, he was, she was, it was. We were, you were, they were. C'est toujours le cas de affirmative form. S'il s'agit de la négation, de negative form, là on va dire wasn't. I wasn't. He wasn't. She wasn't. It wasn't. We, you, they. We weren't. You weren't. They weren't. Et bien sûr, on a quelques exemples ici. I was at school yesterday. We were at the library last week. Question form. Pour faire le verbe to be à la forme interrogative, qui veut dire question form, on fait quoi? On fait l'inversion du sujet, le cas de l'affirmation. Was I? Was he? Was she? Was it? Was I hungry? Was he hungry? Was she hungry? Was it hungry? Alors, pour le cas de we, you, they, c'est where. Were we? Were you? Were they? Alors, were we at the theater last weekend? Ainsi de suite. Par exemple, was she hungry? A-t-elle faim? Yes, she was hungry. Oui, elle avait faim. Ou bien tout simplement, yes, she was. Pour le cas de l'affirmation. Pour la négation, on dit tout simplement soit no, she wasn't hungry, ou bien no, she wasn't. Yes, we were. La négation, no, we weren't. Alors, regular, irregular verbs form. I, you, he, she, it. We, you, they. Pour le cas de verbe to work, c'est worked. Par exemple, on dit I worked in the garden yesterday. J'ai travaillé dans le jardin hier. You worked in the garden yesterday. Ainsi de suite. Le verbe to see, à l'infinitif, c'est to see. Alors, to see, au passé, c'est saw. So, I saw some beautiful rainbows. I saw some beautiful rainbows. To carry, à l'infinitif, c'est to carry, à la fin, y. Carried, I carried the heavy box. Bought, donc le verbe c'est to buy, B-U-Y. Au passé, c'est bought. I bought a new necklace. La négation, negative form. I, you, ainsi de suite. Didn't play tennis last weekend. I didn't play tennis last weekend. Didn't clean the windows. Didn't clean the windows. Didn't go to the dentist. Didn't go to the dentist. Didn't bring the laptop. Didn't bring the laptop. Now question form. Did I find your umbrella? Did you find your umbrella? Ainsi de suite. Alors, pour répondre, s'il s'agit de l'affirmation, on va dire Yes, I found my umbrella ou bien Yes, I did. Les deux sont corrects. Pour la négation, No, I didn't find my umbrella ou bien No, I didn't. Les deux sont corrects s'il s'agit de la négation. Alors, how do we form the simple past tense? How do we form the simple past tense? English. has two types, deux types, two types of verbs in the past tense. Regular verbs and irregular verbs. Look at the following list of past tense verbs. Which verbs are regular and which are irregular? Alors, taught vient du verbe to teach, walked vient du verbe to walk, studied vient du verbe to study, y à la fin, gave vient du verbe to give, donner, became vient du verbe to become, devenir, cried vient du verbe to cry, pleurer, lived vient du verbe habiter, séjourner, did vient du verbe to do. Alors, teach, enseigner ou bien apprendre, walked, walk, marcher, studied, study, étudier, gave, give, donner, became, become, vient du verbe become, devenir, pleurer, habiter et did, faire, to do. Alors, taught, est-ce que c'est regular ou bien irregular? Alors, c'est irregular. This verb is irregular. Après, qu'est-ce qu'on a? Walked. Est-ce que c'est regular ou bien irregular? Donc, c'est regular. Studied. Studied. Regular. Gave. Gave. Irregular. Became. Became. Irregular. Cried. Cried. Regular. Lived. Lived. Regular. Did. Did. Alors, c'est irregular. Alors, regular verbs are verbs that end with ed. On a simple form, past tense. Par exemple, le verbe walk. Au passé, on dit walked. Study, studied. Cry, cried. Live, lived. Irregular verbs are verbs that don't end with ed. Some irregular verbs have a vowel change in the past tense. Examples. Become, devenir. Alors, past tense de ce verbe to become, c'est became. Give devient gave. Drive devient drove. Forget devient forgot. Other irregular verbs have a different kind of change. Example. Simple past. Teach devient taught. Bring, brought. Leave, quitter. Left, get, got, buy, bought. Teach, enseigner, bien apprendre. Bring, apporter. Leave, quitter. Get, obtenir. Buy, acheter. Par exemple, on dit Adam bought a new computer last weekend. Adam bought a new computer last weekend. And some irregular verbs don't change at all. Par exemple, hit devient passé hit. Hit, hit. Put, put. Set, set. For example, the children set the table every Sunday. Là, tu sais, c'est le présent. The children set the table last night. Last night, la nuit dernière. Donc là, c'est simple past, c'est le passé. Alors, for regular verbs, simply use the ed form of the verb in a positive sentence. When I was a child, le verbe qu'on va conjuguer, c'est to play the piano. Donna le verbe qu'on va conjuguer, c'est to visit Paris. Alors là, qu'est-ce qu'on va dire? When I was a child, le verbe qu'on va conjuguer, c'est to play. On dit I played. When I was a child, I played piano. Après, to visit. Donna visited. 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 Alors, be careful with the spelling changes. Be careful with the spelling changes. Alors, là, la prononciation un peu change. Alors, for irregular verbs, use the correct past tense form in positive sentences. We use the same form with different subjects. Unfortunately, these forms must be memorized. Last week, le verbe qu'on va conjuguer, c'est to send you a letter. The students, an English exam. Le verbe qu'on va conjuguer ici, c'est to have. Après, they, le verbe, c'est to do. A great job. Alors, qu'est-ce qu'on dit là? To send devient quoi? Sent. Last week, I sent you a letter. Après, qu'est-ce qu'on a? The students had an English exam. Après, they, le verbe, c'est to do. Le passé, c'est did. Alors, transform the sentences into past simple tense. Qu'est-ce qu'on va faire là? On va transformer ces phrases qu'elles ont passé simple. She is at the park now. Donc le verbe c'est to be. Le plus c'est la forme affirmative. Le moins c'est la forme négative. Point d'interrogation c'est la forme interrogative. Question form. Alors tout simplement nous allons faire quoi? Nous allons conjuguer ce verbe to be au passé. Et attention, il ne faut pas oublier aussi now qui veut dire maintenant, ça va changer. Donc, pour le cas de l'affirmation, qu'est-ce qu'on va faire? On dit tout simplement, voilà, she was at the park yesterday, ou bien last month, ou bien last year, ou bien last weekend, comme vous voulez. Alors, she was, ce qui nous intéresse, c'est she was. She was at the park yesterday. La forme négative. She wasn't at the park yesterday. She wasn't at the park yesterday. Après, was she at the park yesterday? Was she at the park yesterday? Next, she goes to the hospital to visit her friend. She goes to the hospital to visit her friend. La forme affirmative, c'est she went to the hospital to visit her friend last week, si vous voulez. La forme négative. She didn't go to the hospital to visit her friend last week. She didn't go to the hospital to visit her friend last week. Interrogative form, question form, c'est did she go to the hospital to visit her friend last week? Did she go to the hospital to visit her friend last week? Alors, remember, why do we use simple past tense? Why do we use simple past tense? Completed actions in the past. For example, my mom made some pancake for us yesterday. Ou bien, a series of completed actions in the past. A series of completed actions in the past. For example, I finished my work, walked to the beach, and found a nice place to swim. And found a nice place to swim. Alors, read and underline all the verbs which are in the simple past. C'est-à-dire, on va lire et souligner tous les verbes qui sont mis au passé simple. Donny Osmond. He became famous at the same time as Michael Jackson and competed with him during the 1970s for young teenagers heard everywhere. The singer is not so young or handsome now, but he still makes records today. Je relis. He became famous at the same time as Michael Jackson. Donc le verbe ici qu'on va souligner, c'est became. Pourquoi? Parce que ce verbe est mis au passé. He became famous at the same time as Michael Jackson and competed, participer. Competed aussi, c'est simple past. Competed with him during the 1970s for young teenagers hearts everywhere. The singer is not so young or handsome now, but he still makes records today. Donc, on a juste deux verbes. Maintenant, Kirsten Dunst. Born in 1982, Kirsten started in show business at the age of 3 when she filmed a television advertisement. Her first film was Woody Allen's 1989 New York Story, but she became famous in 1994 when she acted with Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise in Interview with the Vampire Chronicles. She won 2 awards for her performance. Next, la suite. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. C'est très connu, Mozart. Born in 1756, Mozart was the original child superstar. He wrote his first piano concerto before he was 5 years old and played to the Austrian Empress when he was 6. His greatest hits include The Magic Flute and The Marriage of Figaro. Je relis. Born in 1756, Mozart was, simple past, le verbe c'est to be, was the original child superstar. He wrote, le verbe c'est to write. Donc, simple past c'est wrote. He wrote his first piano concerto before he was 5 years old and played to the Austrian Empress when he was aussi, simple past, he was 6. His greatest hits include The Magic Flute and The Marriage of Figaro. Maintenant, river phonics. He was born in a small town in Oregon, USA. He traveled a lot with his family when he was a child. He started acting at the age of 10 and became very famous after he acted in the film Stand By Me. River didn't find it easy being a film star when he was so young. He died at the age of 23 after he took too many drugs. Je relis. He was born in a small town in Oregon, USA. He traveled, simple past. He traveled a lot with his family when he was a child. He started acting at the age of 10 and became very famous after he acted in the film Stand By Me. River didn't find it easy being a film star when he was so young. He died at the age of 23 after he took too many drugs. Maintenant, Joss Stone. Je lis. Tom Cruise cooked her dinner at his family home in Los Angeles. She sang with Elton John at his Oscar night party, and she recorded a song with Mick Jagger for the film Alfie. The blonde soul singer Jo Stone did all this when she was still a teenager. Je relis. Tom Cruise cooked her dinner at his family home in Los Angeles. She sang with Elton John at his Oscar night party, and she recorded a song with Mick Jagger for the film Alfie. The blonde soul singer Jo Stone did all this when she was still a teenager. Maintenant, Pablo Ruiz Picasso, born in 25 October 1881 and died in 8 April 1973, was a Spanish painter, sculptor, printmaker, ceramicist, stage designer, poet, and playwright who spent most of his adult life in France. His family moved to Corona, Spain in 1891 when his father became a professor at the School of Fine Arts. They stayed almost 4 years. Je relis. Born in 25 October 1881 and died in 8 April 1973, was a Spanish painter, sculptor, printmaker, ceramicist, stage designer, poet, and playwright who spent most of his adult life in France. His family moved to Corona, Spain in 1891, where his father became a professor at the School of Fine Arts. They stayed almost 4 years. Alors, un petit exercice. Fill in the blanks with the correct form of verbs. Fill in the blanks, remplir the blanks, voilà, les vides, with the correct form of the verbs. Par exemple, the first one, première phrase, mini, donc le verbe qu'on va conjuguer c'est to bake. Quelle forme? Voilà, plus, c'est la forme affirmative. A huge cake for Mickey's birthday party. Donc, mini, to bake, simple past. Quelle forme c'est? Affirmative, on va dire baked. Tout simplement parce que c'est un verbe régulier. C'est-à-dire qu'on va ajouter juste dès la fin. Déjà, on a E, donc juste D. Mini baked a huge cake for Mickey's birthday party. Number 2. Deuxième phrase. John break a window while he was playing football. On dit John broke a window while he was playing football. Number 3. You, le verbe c'est to ask a question during the lesson. Toujours le même temps, c'est simple past. Et là, quelle forme? C'est interrogative form, question form. C'est là où on pose la question. Et on a dit c'est toujours avec l'auxiliaire do au passé, c'est did. Alors, qu'est-ce qu'on va dire? Did you ask a question during the lesson? Numéro 4. Directement à la réponse, pour ne pas perdre beaucoup de temps, bien sûr. Alors, they, la négation. They didn't have a picnic at the weekend. 5. To be. Were they at the party last night? Were they at the party last night? 6. My mother made a sandwich for me. My mother made a sandwich for me. 7. Alors, on a to be ici, c'est la forme affirmative, et to go ici, la forme négative. Alors, he was ill, so he didn't go to school yesterday. 8. He bought an expensive car last year. 9. Did she clean the house at the weekend? Did she clean the house at the weekend? 10. 10e phrase. Students didn't listen to the teacher. Student didn't listen to the teacher. C'est dommage. Bon, je rigole. Je relis. Minnie baked a huge cake for Mickey's birthday party. 2. John broke a window while he was playing football. 3. Did you ask a question during the lesson? 4. They didn't have a picnic at the weekend. 5. Were they at the party last night? 6. My mother made a sandwich for me. 7. He was ill, so he didn't go to school yesterday. 8. He bought an expensive car last year. 9. Did she clean the house at the weekend? 10. Students didn't listen to the teacher. Dernier exercice. Complete the text with the past simple form of the verbs in brackets. Nous avions déjà to have, donc on dit I had an amazing holiday last year. My grandmother, le verbe qu'on va conjuguer ici, c'est give me some money. And I, le verbe qu'on va conjuguer, c'est go traveling with my friends. Adam. Our holiday, le verbe qu'on va conjuguer, c'est begin badly because Adam lose his passport in Paris. Luckily, the police find it for him. We take a train from Paris to the south of France. Then we get a boat to the island of Corsica. We swim every day, eat lots of delicious French food, and make friends with some Spanish people at the campsite. Then we fly back to London. Directement la réponse. I had an amazing holiday last year. My grandmother gave me some money, and I went traveling with my friend Adam. Our holiday began badly because Adam lost his passport in Paris. Luckily, the police found it for him. We took a train from Paris to the south of France. Then we got a boat to the island of Corsica. We swam every day, ate lots of delicious French food, and made friends with some Spanish people at the campsite. Then we flew back to London. Et c'est fini.
Cours d'anglais.